Have you ever felt off and just thought, maybe it's just my hormones? Well, you're not wrong. Hormones play a huge role in how we feel. They can affect our energy, our sleep, our metabolism, our weight, our mood, our motivation, our recovery, even our libido. Hormones really do matter. They're just not the whole picture. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mandy Moves. I am Mandy, and yes, I'm in my car again because that's what life calls for today. Today, I am coming to you from a park in Long Beach where my daughter is taking a summer intensive through Joffrey School of Ballet. She's having a great time there, but it's been 2 weeks of me basically living out of my car in Starbucks. So you're getting a video from my car. So, over the past several videos, I have been talking about my 6 essential layers to midlife. Those layers include strength training, walking and daily movement, nutrition, stress, and then this last one is hormones. So, let me give you a little background story. I hit my 30s, I had met my now husband, and I was really taking things in stride in my life. I was very much enjoying it. I got married at 32. And then everything that I imagined my 30s would be, as far as like my health and my body, was not shaping up the way that I wanted it to. I noticed I was really, really puffy and I couldn't figure out why. And I just kept feeling puffier and puffier. Number one, at the time, it never occurred to me that it was inflammation. It was literally just like I just couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought it was literally just gaining fat. But first off, it started off as puffy and inflammation. It almost felt like I was about to start my cycle all the time. So I went to doctor after doctor, and like slowly weight started creeping on. It was like 5 to 10 pounds a year, but 5 to 10 pounds a year from 32 all the way up until like 38. That's a lot of pounds in there. I think I gained somewhere around 40 pounds. But I kept going to doctors, and they're like, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with you. I would even have blood work done. And they would say, well, your hormones are within range. And I want you to pay attention to that key note right there. Your hormones are within the normal range. I'm going to come back to that. Mind you, at this time in my life, I had just married my husband. I had started a new career going from working in the classroom to not in the classroom. I also decided to start homeschooling my kids. It was just a huge year of change at 32. So that's kind of what I chalked it up to at that point. When we're stressed out, we tend to gain weight. And I had also started a much more sedentary job. I was not moving around the classroom. I was not walking around a school campus anymore. It was very different. So, what did I do to start being more active? I decided that I needed to train for a half marathon. Those of you that have seen some of my other videos, yes, you guys know how this played out. But for those of you that are new, I will tell you that when you're not ready to train for a half marathon and when your hormones aren't regulated and when your stress is already through the roof, training for a half marathon is only going to put more stress on your body. And I ended up gaining weight during the training process. It was absolutely terrible. And mind you, I'm the type of person, my first half marathon, I ran it in under 2 hours. So I just kept getting more and more tired. There were some mornings where I felt like I could not get out of bed. So thank goodness I was working from home. This whole time I'm going to doctor's appointment after doctor's appointment. I went to Kaiser, I went to someone else, then I went to one of those naturalistic chiropractic doctors that has like their own supplements and that kind of stuff. She was great. And if you're in the Southern California area, Dr. Wellhausen, if you're not into hormone therapy and you want to do something more natural, trying just to bring mineral levels and that kind of stuff up, she's a great person to go to. Her name is Dr. Wellhausen. I will have her linked below. But just the supplements, just changing my diet didn't help. And let me be very, very clear. You cannot out diet and you cannot outwork falling hormones. Let me repeat that. You cannot out diet and you cannot out work out failing hormones. You just can't. I started perimenopause extremely early. For some people, in my reading in Dr. Stacey Sims' books, I think she says that Black women tend to be in perimenopause longer. I don't know why we start earlier, but I do also know that it is within the normal range for Black girls to start their period as early as like 9 years old. Excuse me, which to me seems super early because I didn't start until like 12, 13. But I mean, if it's tracking that way where we just start earlier and we also go through it for longer, which is not fun, because I've been in it for about 8 years now. I just turned 40, and it's been a bit of a challenge. I did finally find a provider. Her name is Lita Senior, and she is, again, here in Southern California. And she started treating me with hormones. And I love the way that she tested my hormones. So she took pretty much all the same tests that all the other doctors were doing. However, she had her own ranges. So, you know, like you get your Quest or your LabCorp labs and it says like normal or not normal or blah, 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 blah. She has her own optimal ranges that she puts on her own sheet. And I can show you a picture of that, but that was life changing. Now, remember what I said earlier about normal versus within range. The average American, if you think about it nowadays, is overweight. The average American is not in shape. The average American is undermuscled. The average American is not necessarily someone who you want to be. Maybe you're trying to get to average and that would be good for you. That was not me. I am the type of person where I want to be optimal. Like I said, my very first half marathon I ran in under 2 hours, which not very many people can do. I was an athlete. It was driving me absolutely berserk to not be functioning at the level that I thought I should be. I know I'm getting older. I just turned 40. There are gray hairs on my head that I have to dye. But to feel as crappy as I felt, to me, was unacceptable, and there had to be another answer. And that other answer was hormone replacement therapy. She got me on progesterone, she got me on testosterone, she got me on a DHEA, and on a thyroid medication. All of those things, same levels that I had earlier on, that were within the normal range. Those normal ranges, guys, those are so huge. You want to go for optimal. If you can find someone that wants you to be within a quote unquote optimal range, I highly, highly advise that. When I did finally start going on hormone replacement therapy, my energy came back. Different things started happening, like different weird, I don't want to say weird, but different symptoms that I had had, like facial hair, finally stopped getting worse and worse and worse. Hormone replacement therapy does not replace strength training. It does not replace movement. It does not replace sleep, and does not replace stress reduction. However, it can help in all of those areas because it can give you the energy to move and to strength train. If your hormones are a little off, say maybe your cortisol is a little high and you're going to eat a little bit differently, see how like one thing connects with the other. If your hormones are on, it's going to make all of those other layers, those other 5 layers, function so much easier. So what does hormone support look like for me? So this is how I use my hormone support therapy. I take supplements and I take hormones twice a day, depending on whatever it is and whenever I need it. So every 6 months, Lita and I meet, I draw labs, and we go over exactly what I need for what is going on in my life in that 4 to 6 month period. I am still strength training consistently as much as possible. This last go around, I have been still pretty tired. And so she asked me if I had long COVID, and I said I had no idea. We will be testing for that the next time around, because I seem to very easily get stressed out and go into overtraining where I'm sore and I still feel like I can't get out of bed, where I can feel like these huge drops in my energy. So we are testing for that. I'm still trying to walk daily. I'm not gonna lie, my walking game has been pretty off this past like month or two, because my energy has been down. Getting out and going for a walk just has not been in the cards lately. Luckily, I'm here at this gorgeous park, and I'm gonna take advantage of that as soon as I'm done making this video, and try and get some steps in. I'm also prioritizing sleep. I told you in my last video that I finally found like a sleep routine that works. My biggest hurdle right now is making sure that I get enough sleep with my kids' schedule, and making sure that I need to take them wherever it is I need to take them, make sure we get homework and all of that kind of stuff done. It's a lot. Mom's always the one that doesn't get enough sleep. My husband can survive on, like, not survive, he can even thrive on 6 hours of sleep. That's not me. I need a solid 8 to 9. And I have not been getting that lately. However, I am surviving on like 6.5 to 7 right now, but prioritizing sleep. When I actually get that 8 hours in, I am feeling like, usually, like I can take on the world. I'm still managing stress as much as possible. I'm getting massages once a month, actually going out for daily movement is a bit of a stress reducer for me. Simple things like making sure that we have a budget so I'm not stressed about money and that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff is a stress relief for me, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing all of those things. Adding in mobility and yoga. This has been actually a step that I've only done in the last 2 weeks, because I've had more time. At least I feel like I have more time at the gym. And I am starting off pretty much every single workout with rolling out and stretching, and I'm really, really enjoying it. That's kind of a side note. I know I'm kind of getting off on a tangent from hormones, but I just want to say that if you are not doing that, I highly suggest it. I'm also just focusing on progress and not perfection. When I sleep, when my lifting game is on, and when my mobility and my walking game is on, and my nutrition, like, guys, seriously, you have to do all the things. Oh my gosh, you just need to do all the things. When all of that is on, I feel great. I feel like I look better. My inflammation is down. Everything is so much better. So I try and do that as much as possible. Today is one of those days where I'm feeling like I'm kind of having a down day, but the last 2 days have been really good. So I decided to take today off. And that's also part of listening to your body. And if you're doing too much and you're stressing your body out too much, your hormones are going to be off as well. So managing that stress is going to be huge for your hormones. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned throughout this whole thing is that it's not just one thing. You have to do all of the things. You have to move your body. You have to strength train. You have to eat appropriately. You need to manage your stress, and you need to sleep. And then this last piece of the HRT, it's like the icing on the cake. It's not the substance of the cake. It's not even the icing on the cake. It's the decoration on top of the icing on the cake, but it's really what completes it. So if you have muscle on your body and an appropriate amount of fat, your hormones are more likely to be acting the way that they should. However, the truth is that we're all getting older and our hormones are going to decline. I'm not ready for them to decline as much as they were. I don't necessarily know if it was even healthy for them to decline as much as they were, but there are ways to negate that. And so why not take advantage of it? Oh, I should probably put in the disclaimer that I'm not a doctor, I am not a nurse, I am not a health practitioner. I am just a mom, a girl out there who has been through some stuff, and I'm telling you what's working for me. I'm also here just to encourage you. I've been through some stuff. I've had all the hormone drops and all of that, and it has not been fun. It's not fun gaining 40 pounds, and not being able to, and having no explanation for it, and literally going to doctor appointment after doctor appointment, and them tell you that, oh, you're just eating too much. No, I wasn't eating too much, especially not with the workout routine that I was doing, with the amount of working out that I was doing. For someone to actually tell me that, it was absolutely insane. So then you just need to go find the next provider. And actually, you want to know one of the best signs of a really good provider is one that will take the time to listen to you. And I'm not talking about like just taking time. Like my first appointment with Lita, and actually pretty much every single appointment with her, is about an hour long. 45 minutes to an hour long. And the first one, she actually drew diagrams for me to be able to understand what was going on. Something as simple as, like, I had really high hemoglobin, and how if you have really high hemoglobin, like, the nutrients that your blood is carrying can't even efficiently deliver it, for your body to use. Therefore, I could be eating as much as I wanted of whatever nutrient I needed, but if it's not getting delivered efficiently, then my body wasn't going to get it. So I give blood, therefore it brings my hemoglobin down. Like, simple things like that was a big help for me, but she literally took the time to sit down and draw diagrams for me. If you can find a provider like that, I highly, highly recommend it. I actually just recommended the company MIDI. They're a nationwide company. I have no affiliate with them. I just watched Shalene Johnson, and she is an affiliate with them. I trust her, but I had already found my doctor. Otherwise, I would be using MIDI. But I recommended a friend to them, and she has gone through a very, very stressful time in her life, needed to get back on track with her health, and they were able to, I think within like a week, she had an appointment with a provider. After another week, I think she already had her prescription. Like, it was all telehealth. If you need a very reputable company, like you don't have anyone local that you can do, I highly, highly suggest that you use MIDI. I really want to encourage you that if you are struggling right now, to please try and stay as positive as possible. Keep advocating for yourself. Keep asking questions. Don't take no for an answer. and keep learning as much as possible. Like, don't listen to just me. I'm just a mom that's out here trying to figure things out as much as possible. I listen to Dr. Stacey Sims. I listen to Shalene Johnson. I even listen to the guys on Mind Pump. They're actually very knowledgeable on female health and fitness. And those are three podcasts that I highly, highly recommend. But Dr. Gabrielle Lyon is great. There are so many knowledgeable people out there. Now, there are a lot of people out there spouting crazy stuff like Pilates slims you down and lifting weights bulks you up. That's not true. But I do both right now, and I love both, and they both have a place in my workout split. But you need to make sure that you're listening to someone who not only has experience like I do, but has credentials to back it up and has actually worked with people and knows what they're talking about. And please just remember that your experience matter, your feelings matter, you deserve to feel heard, you deserve to feel supported, and you deserve a plan that will work for your life. Just so you know what you're looking for, here are some common symptoms that might tell you if your hormones are off: fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, hot flashes, night sweats, anxiety, mood changes, decreased recovery, and low libido. I had pretty much every single one of these. They've all pretty much gotten better, except for the decreased recovery. I'm still kind of dealing with that one. And it could just be that I pushed too hard without letting my system recover as much as it should. If there's one final thought that I can leave you with, it is this: getting HRT is not going to put you in the place where you were when you were 25. Sorry, ladies, you're not 25 anymore unless you're literally like a 25-year-old watching this. And you're not going to feel like you're 25. You're older, period. It's just kind of how it is. However, you can feel a lot better than you are right now. I highly, highly encourage you to do your research, to find a provider that will actually listen and take the time to hear what you are saying and go symptom by symptom and say, and be able to explain, this is the reason for this. That is the reason for that. And if they cannot do that, they are not the right provider for you. So remember that hormones might be the final layer of this series. However, it connects to every single other layer in the series. It is not the starting point. It is not the whole cake. Remember, it's just the decoration on top of the icing of the cake. You still need to strength train. You still need to make sure that you are walking and you're moving daily. You need to make sure that your nutrition is on point. You need to make sure that your sleep is on point, and you also need to make sure that you are reducing your stress as much as possible. You do those 5 things and you might not even need HRT. Some people, they find out that that's all they need to do. They don't need to actually go on any sort of hormone support. That was not me or my experience, but I have heard stories of other people that is their experience. So you get those other 5 layers in, you might be sitting pretty, and then maybe you just need a little extra oomph with the HRT. Remember, we are not trying to be our 25-year-old selves. We're just trying to be the best version of who we are today. Remember, you are building a better, healthier version of yourself right now. HRT might be your missing piece if you're doing all of the other 5 layers. Thank you so much for watching Mandy Moves. My name is Mandy. I really appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.